Hi guys, it's Crazy Chess Adventures back here again. Today is the start of a journey. The journey is for my rating to try and reach 2200 playing 2-1 increment bullet. This would represent a new all-time high for my rating. So my previous all-time high was 2183. And I'm going to try and break that. I'm trying to reach 2200 just by playing a meme opening, a troll opening, known as the Fried Fox Defense as black, or the Fried Fox Attack as white, which is essentially moving the f-pawn up by one square and then pushing the king into the f2 or f7 square. So let me just lock in for a moment. Let's have a look. We are playing a slightly lower rated opponent. We've got the black pieces here. Position is slightly dodgy, as it often is in this opening. We've got to try and create some kind of counterplay, try and get some initiative happening. I'm going to try and build this a6, b5, go for that push. He's just stopped me right in my tracks there. That's okay. On to the next. What is my next plan going to be? I can play c6, but then he gets d6, and that's just quite nasty. But you know what? I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go because at least it puts a little bit of a stop to his ideas of taking on e6 and that kind of thing. So if he does play d6, it's not the end of the world. I can swing my knight up and in, clear some space behind my pieces. If I take here, I'm going to take with the c-pawn just to consolidate the center. Oh, we've got a couple of moves here. I do like this one. Just trying to simplify, trying to get some of these pieces off the board because we're the one with less space here, so we really want to do some trades. We're also the one with the slightly precarious king position, so the more trades we can do, the simpler the position gets, the safer it is for our king to be where he is in the center of the board. So just going to swap, and then come back. Okay, didn't quite expect that, but no problem. I'm going to try and get this pawn push, get a little bit of space going out here, and we even get the added benefit of picking up a free pawn. So we're actually up material now, believe it or not. Now the goal is try and hold on to this time advantage we've got. It's a little time advantage, but it is an advantage. Try and create a few threats, get my king protected because once again the position is precarious. Let's see what we can get happening. Let's try and get a little bit of space, a little bit of play on the queen side. Just developing pieces, making moves, trying to create threats and attack that doubled pawn on c5. So keeping a little bit of our time advantage here. That is a good move by him, but I will threaten f5 and try and win that pawn if I can. Key idea in this opening. Okay, now he's making threats of his own. Okay, that's not fun at all. Whatever, I'm going to let the queen come in. This is risky, but thinking at this point in time, it is probably my best option. Try and consolidate everything, and then at least we've got still that attack on that knight. He can't exactly just come swooping in with a bam, 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 because he has to move that knight. That pawn will fall on c5. Okay, so he's really throwing caution to the wind here. He's giving up pieces, and when you see people giving up pieces in exchange for an attack of some kind, you really want to go and push for that queen trade. That queen trade will really take away all his attacking edge. So as we can see, he is quite low on time. We just want to keep making moves that make threats, that don't make mistakes. We are actually quite low on time ourselves. So this could get quite hairy, and I've just missed a discovered check. Hopefully this isn't crippling. That looks okay, to be honest. Have we trapped his queen? Yes, I think we have, and boom, he's out of time. That is a good victory to start the session. My goal is to play about 20-30 minutes a day until I reach a 2200, so just a quick drink break and get back to it. Okay, starting off with the white pieces. Always good to be playing this opening with white instead of black, just that extra move advantage, so we're not on the back foot as much. Excellent, we've got in d4, love to see it. A nice solid center. This is really a solid start to the game. Now we just want to focus on getting our pieces flowing naturally to the squares they want to be on. In this Fried Fox, I really like having a pawn on the d4, d5 square, and getting the knight into e2, e7, c3, c6. I love pushing h4. It just gets something happening. It gets the king side moving. In this, I've just chosen to push c5 just to get a bit of queenside space as well. He is coming in with e4. We can just simply move back slightly. We'll need to swing some pieces, probably the queen over to the king side via g1. Maybe the rook as well. That's the kind of game plan here, is because we have weaknesses created around f4, g3, we want to make sure our knight is on that critical e2 square. Sometimes we swing the queen across to the g file, not only to help defend those weaknesses, but also to start an attack against the black king. So, see what he does here. We've got a little bit of time advantage. Let's see, what am I going to do? I've got that pre-move on f3, pre-move ready to go. Okay, interesting. Did he just hang a pawn? Yes, I think he did. Now, we always want to offer that extra trade because we're the ones with the dodgy position, and I'm going to choose to... Ooh, we can undouble. I'm going to try and do the undouble. I could have taken and kept the knight out of e4, g4, but I'm going to do this bit of a riskier move instead, which is to undouble the pawns. Maybe it's less risky, actually, because it means that those pawns aren't as weak and easy to grab. So he's obviously going to be coming swinging in to our position very, very shortly. So I'm preparing for the rook to the e-file. He's going to bring all his guns to bear on our position. So we need to get the queen on d3 ready to go. We've also got that sneaky little pressure on h7. Really, what we want to do is just lock down the position. We've got a material advantage. We're up a pawn. We just want to lock the threats down and see what we can do. Let's just get that bishop on that nice open diagonal. Yeah. Okay, so what's he going to do? What can he do? He's going to try and maneuver that tricky. He's going to try and be a bit tricky and maneuver that knight in. My king is not in a good spot to handle all this heat. So yeah, this is a bit dodgy, because even though we do have an advantage, he's got knight g4, and that's just really, really looking quite strong. Can I even stop it? I don't know. This is actually, I probably played this poorly, because somehow he's got knight g4 and then e3 is coming. It's just really looking quite dodgy. My best hope is to keep the pressure on his king side. I'm not sure why he didn't play... Ooh, what's he playing instead? Yeah, you know what? It's time. It's time to make a sacrifice, give back some of the material that we're up, just to get rid of this annoying pawn and knight combination. There we go, pawn and knight coming straight in there, as we thought he would. Trying to keep an eye on all the pieces in the positions, make sure nothing's going too poorly. Open things up a little bit, maybe get some kingside play going. Put some pressure on the b pawn. Pretty much at this stage, anything that we can get going, we are going to be a fan of. Though we do have to worry about that rook coming into the e-file. So Can't go too crazy right now. Let's just try and keep the pressure on him. Okay, this is a bit of a risky one, but swapping queens, just trying to play a bit of blitz or bullet or whatever you call it. Though I don't know if I'm playing correctly here. It's a bit nerve-wracking. Trying to just keep all my pieces together, try not to hang anything. Trying to get my pawns marching down the board. All this is very important. Okay, I could have pinned the knight. Missed that opportunity, but let's just see what kind of play we can get going. Damn it. Whatever. I don't know if we're doing this correctly, but just trying to make moves. Endgames is really my biggest weakness, so just trying to get something happening. I think we're okay here. I think I just march my king across and promote. So he's also in a bit of a time crunch, but whatever. I'm not sure if I'm messing up here, but okay, I just completely butchered that one. Okay, I completely butchered that one. I got a bit nervous there, and that was a clear win, but I butchered it, so need to practice those end games, but at least I didn't lose it, so let's try another game and just see what we can do. Okay, pawn f6. Okay, let's have a look. So try and get that d5 pawn happening. It's always a good way to start off the game. Okay, let's go. So getting my bishop out, trying to get my knight in on e7, the square it loves to be. He's got the usual move coming, which is that e5 push. Bishop can track back to c7, but putting h5 in, just a bit of a filler move here. Let's see what we can do. So he's getting his knight swinging across, a bit similar to what was happening last game. I'm going to take a slightly different approach. I'm just going to lock it all down. Just going to lock it down with f5, g6. Maybe even knight g6. We can trade off that knight and get some real attacks started. You know what? I'm going to do it. Get a bit of king development happening. So get that king out in the open and kind of taunting him a little bit. Let's see. So what else can we do? King back, just a quick filler move. Queen can always come into g7 or whatever. Let's just start something on the queen side a little bit here. This little skewer trap on the queen side we're setting up. Okay, that's fine. See if we can get that little skewer on the rook. No, he sees it. That's a shame. Just lock it down a bit with that g6 filler move. Fine. Ooh, nasty. Bishop a3 coming. That's not too good for us. We can stop with c5, but it's just, okay, this is a better situation because now we have the open a file. Way more pressure on him. Way more pressure. Let's get this queen side. We need to get these pieces flowing into a position where they can attack. I still need to be aware of the potential weaknesses and issues in my position with this rook. Rook a3. I'm not sure really what we should do here. Just trying to make sure we get these pieces. All about trying to get the our pieces to the squares that they really belong on. So maybe if we get the chance... Ooh. It's getting a little bit hairy with the whole central pawn situation because he's got e6 coming in. That is not going to be very fun. But at this point, and we're getting a fork as well, this is going south quite rapidly. We're trying to avoid the fork. Try and focus on our own counterplay. Now, discovered moves just on our threats. Threatening to come into a2 here with the skewer. He very easily blocks that. Maybe try and create some passed pawns. Getting our passed pawns is kind of what I'm focusing on at the moment. Because passed pawns can be an asset. Okay. Get my other rook over. Ooh, yeah. Kind of dicey. Position is super weak. He's got all sorts of moves coming in with queens and knights and pawns all around our king. However, his king is a little open. We have some passed pawns. And we... Okay. Oh yeah, that's unfortunately, this is getting super dicey. We are very close to getting mated. Maybe push was the right move. I don't even know. No, I've just lost my queen. But he didn't see it. However, that is a checkmate. So far, we've had one win, one loss, and one draw. Let's play one or two more games, and then we'll call it a day for the first day. So starting off, f3. Okay, e3. Let's go. c3, trying to go for that push. Get the push there. Get the bishop out so it doesn't get stuck behind our pieces. Knight onto its favorite square on e2. h4 played. We'll double this up. Just get a little bit of space. Not sure exactly where this d2 knight's going. Haven't quite found a home for it yet. Not too fussed about it though. I'll put it on f1 for the moment. Okay, he wants to undouble. So just get my bishop off the back row so rooks can flow if necessary. Taking this way. Yeah, quite a good start he's got to the game. Yeah, this is kind of a dodgy position for our king, but that's what you get with this opening, so just trying to put a little bit of pressure on him, but yeah, that's happening. Let's see how much we can do. Let me force this trade here. Force a queen trade. Because he needs to defend that rook. Defend the queen. So he could go back to b1 or something, but I mean b8, but let's see. Let's see what else we can do. Assuming he moves... Okay, so we get the queen trade, which is good for our king, because in the endgame, when queens are off the board, then actually having a king in the center is an asset. Let's get another threatening move in. The bishop. Let's get the knight off the back rank. Let's bring the rook back. And we'll double the rooks on the c file first chance we get. We are not at all concerned. Not at all concerned about what's going on here. Should we protect? You know what? Ooh, I'm not 100% sure what to do here, but actually I'm really liking... I'm going to actually really like the weird idea of keeping the pawn isolated on the e-file by capturing with... you know what? Whatever. Just got a feeling I'm just trying to get my knights to really active squares. Just try and get something happening here on the queen side. Slightly down on time, so just got to pick up the pace slightly. Just got to play a little bit faster. Okay. Yep, that was always going to happen. You know what? I'll double back the bishop here. I can play a3, b4 with my pawns, gets a bit more protected. And I really want to get my knights in and causing some chaos. So that doesn't really bother me. Happy to swap that bishop for that knight. I see. So he's trying to do a little swapsies here. Yes, I'm happy to do it. Because I can recapture with my pawn, which is not in immediate danger. He can bring his rook down to a3 or whatever, but that's not an immediate issue. Okay, now he gets his rook there if he wants, but that's a keyword, if he wants. Okay. I'm just swinging my pieces around, trying to find good positions for them, trying to play relatively quickly. Oh, that was unexpected. Not sure what he's doing, but now that we are down material, some kind of simplification is definitely looking good. Not sure if we can actually get away with winning one of these minor pieces here. If we do, that's great. But my focus in the meantime is just to try and simplify. Okay, so he's really playing hard. He's not going to let us have it easy. That's fine. It's perfectly within his rights. So happy to take that pawn and just put some threats on his position. So if he wants to take that piece here, does this work? I don't know. Maybe gets the job done. Okay, a resignation. Excellent. I think we've got time for one more game. 2 wins so far. So let's have a look. Hopefully we can make it 3 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss for the session. Trying to grind our way towards 2200. Okay, very typical opening. Okay, really trying to get the d5 here. We get it in. That's a win for us. Okay, just playing this filler move a5, just because it creates potential traps further down the road. You know what? I'm going to do this. Happy to take with my e-pawn because we still have a strong queenside pawn. The open e-file is not the worst thing in the world. We can get strong pieces flowing to bishop d6. You can get knight coming into e7. Just natural squares that they want to be on in order to start the attack against black's king side. Do we have any tacticos here? Maybe. Let's see if we can get a lucky attack on a rook or... Oh, okay. Lichess server is updating in 9 minutes. I just got told. So that means this is going to be a good last game for our stream. Okay. Just going to take the pawn here. I don't mind keeping the knight where it is. Now, position, we're definitely not looking too good with just the central D pawn, but we have plenty of opportunity for counterplay. We can get something started with a push on H5. He quickly puts a stop to that. I think I need to do something with this other rook. I might bring it across just to D file. I was thinking E file, but just something a little bit more solid, just to start us off here. Okay, what am I going to do? I've got a little bit of a plan. Get my bishop out of the corner. Yes, it gives him a passer on the D file, but at least it connects my pawns to each other. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to take this. I don't want to give him a passer if I can help it. I think I'll play G6. Trying to get everything connected and protected. That's the motto. Rooks. I want rooks on C8 and E8. That's what I currently want. And then I've got knight coming into F5. That's my goal. Get that knight to that good F5 square where we can get some swapsies happening. And or attacks. Oh, scheiße. I didn't really think about the pawn doubling. Pawn doubling. Okay, well, look, it's not the end of the world. Pawn may have doubled, but I have a chance to undouble it now. I also have a time advantage. So, a couple of things going for me. Got some... And there we go. Pawn's undoubled. D4's falling. This is starting to look really good. Okay. He's going to play F3. We simply protect and consolidate our pawn mass. I'm going to prefer to take with this one. Just so we've got the king side protected a little bit as well. And then we can bring our rook in where it can just absolutely wreak havoc on the second rank. And what's this? Is this a fork? It looks pretty. And we got a win. So that's a win to finish the day. Let's have a quick look at our stats. Let's have a quick look at where we played today. We've got 5th of June. We gained 34 rating points, so up to 2148. And remember, 2183 was our all-time high. So we've had 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So if you enjoyed this one and you want to follow along, just give the video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.